Alrighty, welcome back to Ghost Recon. This is your man Pancho. Alright, so I figured I had been recording Ghost Recon, but I hadn't really showed off the weapon customization or any of that. And I figured you guys, for some of you, you might like to see it. That's why I'm doing it a bit of a separate video. So, wanted to go through and show you all the skills and everything and all this general stuff that you guys might be interested in seeing that maybe not everybody is interested in, but for those of you that are, here's a way for you to get to see it if you don't have the game or whatever. So for the skills tree, we have a whole bunch of different, we have weapon, drone, item, physical, squad, rebel support, and here are our skill points. And in order to get something, you can see down on the right hand side it says 1 skill point and 50 oil. When you go around and you stick the tracking devices inside the electronics cases or the barrels of oil, that's what gives you those numbers. So we have 2,700 oil, 250 medical supplies, 2550 for electronics, radio equipment, whatever, and 625 food. So we're going to be going through the skills. Stable aim, adds stability while using the sniper scope. Hip fire spread, reduces bullet spray when firing weapons without aiming. Grenade launcher, which is pretty self-explanatory, but you can put it's a noob tube. For those of you who don't know what that is, underbarrel grenade launcher. It's pretty dope. I had it in the beta. Ammo capacity, you can carry more ammo. VHC destruction, which is more damage done to vehicles, so when you shoot a vehicle, it'll blow up more quickly. ADV suppressor removes the damage reduction of suppressors. That seems pretty good. Time to aim reduces the time to aim weapons equipped with larger scopes, so you can zoom in quicker. Ammo retention, respawning refills all of your ammunition. Sorry about that. And then if you get all of these, in order to get, for example, level 5, well, it's locked by level 5. Right now we're at level 4. So you get to level 5, you can have these ones. But in order to have these ones, you have to follow the bracket. So you have to have stable aim and hip fire spread in order to get a grenade launcher. I believe so. Yes. If you were to follow the bracket, that would be the sensible way. And then you get all of these, and you can get the epic skill at the end. And that's ranged elite. Increases weapon accuracy at long range. So that's real good for sniper rifles. This is kind of making it a bit easier to use, that ghosting, aside from technology, for when you actually have to do the work on killing people. And you see that most of them are focused on hiding in the bushes and doing the stealth. But you have, the hip fire spread, the grenade launcher, and the VHC destruction, so that if you want to be running up in there, you have to. You can be a tank. Pardon me. There's also the drone, which has battery, night vision, and range. Battery is how long you can have the drone deployed. Night vision is drone can go into night vision. Range is how far away from you the drone can go, because there is a limit. And then you also have speed, how fast your drone will go so you can keep up with vehicles. You have mark area, which can basically it's how close you have to be in order for your drone to see people. Like how close the camera is to them. You have stealth, the noise generated by the drone, making it harder for enemies to detect. Cooldown reduces the time before the drone can be deployed after using a payload option. So essentially, if your drone goes down or whatever, you have to wait, whatever amount of seconds, maybe 40 seconds. Now it reduces the cooldown by 8 seconds. So originally it's like 42 seconds after your first drone goes down until you can get a next one. And then a noise maker. You basically use that to distract enemies and lure them. And then you have zoom, explosive, EMP, armor, thermal vision. And then the epic skill, you can use a drone. So essentially you start get payloads, right? So you can drop a explosive payload, like drop a grenade, or you can drop an EMP, or if you level all of these up, you can get to the medic, which will allow you to, instead of dropping an explosive or an EMP, you can revive a teammate that's gone down, so that's pretty dope. And then you have, I'm actually going to get the parachute right now because it's real useful. You can get items, so you can get parachutes, which I hope you know what a parachute is, binocular zoom, mine, diversion lure. I think I'm going to get that as well. That lets you throw a distraction item. The mine is mine. You put it down in the road, cars drive over it and explode. You can see that in the bottom. And the binocular zoom, it just allows your binoculars to be a bit better. But you can also upgrade the amount of frag grenades. There you go. Amount of frag grenades that you can have. You can get C4, which is, you can place it down and then detonate it from a distance. Good for blowing up doors and things along the same route. Binocular Recon increases your ability to identify targets when using binoculars. It's like the, with the drone up here, it's like the mark area. And then you have thermal vision, which is down on the video there on the bottom. You can see what that does. It is quite useful in the middle of the night if you're having to make a raid. You can get a flashbang, which will temporarily disorientate enemies, and a flare gun, which is used to attract or divert enemies to a specific location. And the epic skill for this is bigger explosions. So for physical, which is the next item on the list, you have stamina, which allows you to run longer. I have the first level in that. You have no pain, which increases the duration of damage resistance, sorry about that, after being revived. You have car shield. Ground vehicles you drive take less weapon damage. Quiet running reduces the sound of your running. Bullet resistance reduces the amount of damage you take from bullets. Detection makes it harder for enemies to detect you when you are crouched or prone. Explosion resistance, well, I hope you know what that is. You take less damage from explosions in case you don't. Aircraft shield. Aircraft you pilot will take less weapon damage. And then you also have epic skill, which is your health regenerates after you're out of combat for a while. This will help it regenerate more quickly. And then you have the squad, which is really good for online. So when me and Leonidas are playing, for example, he can use one of these traits, or I can, and it will help us greatly. So revive speed, you can revive your teammates quicker. Extra sync shot, if you press Q on the keyboard while you're playing, you can set up targets for everybody to shoot, and then you guys can do it all at once, drop enemies, groups of enemies easily. And that just gives you an extra target, because you only have like 2 or 3 when you start, so you can get 4 or 5. You can get trained rebels, you can call in rebels, or rebels just show up sometimes, and they'll be better at fighting. They're really bad to start with, so that might be good. Squad resilience. AI teammates are more resistant to bullet damage. That won't really matter because we're going to be playing most of the time with Leonidas, and those guys aren't very useful most of the time, if I'm quite honest with you. Increases the time you have before dying while waiting to be revived, so bleed out time. Born leader. AI teammates become more efficient killers, so that would actually be better than the squad resilience. And the epic skill for this one is increases the number of times your AI teammates can revive you before you die. So that's wonderful. And then you can do different missions throughout the game and get these different rebel support options. So you got vehicle drop-off, guns for hire, mortar, diversion locked. So vehicle drop-off, you can get an SUV, request armored vehicle, or request a helicopter. You can request groups of rebels. Mortar, which is like you get enemies. You can see down on the left there. you can call in a friendly airstrike type of deal there. Diversion, which is you can send a tactical rebel squad who will create a diversion so they distract the enemy so you can do whatever you want to do. And then spotting, so you can make a big area and they will see everybody for you. They'll pop up on your screen with the little red dots above their heads like in that video there. Okay, well that's all the skills, and next time I will make another video and we can look at the weapon customization as well and check out all these little different things and show you what you can do with the weapons. Stay dope, y'all.